Welcome back to our channel, Rare Coins All World, coin enthusiasts and collectors. If you've been with us for a while, you already know that sometimes, hidden treasures can be found in the most unexpected places. Today, we're going to talk about a coin that may be sitting in your collection right now, or maybe even buried in a jar of spare change, the United States Roosevelt Silver 1 dime from 1975. You might be thinking, it's just a dime, right? Not much to get excited about. But you would be wrong. This coin, often overlooked by many, could actually be worth an incredible amount of money. So, buckle up, because by the end of this video, you'll understand just how much your 1975 Roosevelt Silver 1 dime could really be worth in today's market. Let's start by diving into the history of the Roosevelt dime and the significance of the 1975 release. The Roosevelt dime was first introduced in 1946, shortly after the passing of President Franklin D. Roosevelt. Roosevelt, who had served as the 32nd President of the United States, was an iconic figure in American history, known for his leadership during the Great Depression and World War II. To honor his legacy, the U.S. Mint designed a coin featuring Roosevelt's portrait on the obverse side, and on the reverse, there is a torch, olive branch, and oak branch, symbolizing liberty, peace, and strength. This coin became one of the most recognizable and enduring symbols of American currency. For the first 2 decades of the Roosevelt dime's existence, it was minted in 90% silver. However, as the price of silver rose in the 1960s, the U.S. Mint made a decision to change the composition of the coin. In 1965, the Mint began producing dimes with a copper-nickel-clad composition, meaning they no longer contained silver. But there's a catch: although silver was phased out for circulation dimes after 1964, the Mint continued to strike silver dimes for collectors. These silver dimes were issued in proof sets and other special sets, ensuring that a select few coins would still be available to those interested in the precious metal content of the coin. The 1975 Roosevelt Silver 1 dime is one of those coins that falls into this special category. Struck with 90% silver, it was included in proof sets that were sold exclusively to collectors. The dimes produced for general circulation during this time were not made of silver, which means that the 1975 silver dimes are significantly rarer than most other dimes from that year. Because of its silver content and limited mintage, this coin is already far more valuable than you might expect, but what truly makes this coin special in the eyes of collectors is its rarity and condition. The 1975 Roosevelt silver dime wasn't meant for general use. It was a coin that was primarily available through special mint sets. These coins were carefully produced with high-quality standards, making them much more desirable for collectors who are looking for coins that have been preserved in pristine condition. The key to determining the value of a 1975 Roosevelt silver dime lies in its grade. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect coin. Coins that have been handled, circulated, or have any signs of wear will fall into lower grades, while those that are well preserved and show no signs of handling are classified as higher grade coins. A coin in mint state or proof condition, meaning it has been stored in ideal conditions and hasn't been damaged by circulation, will be much more valuable than one that has been used in day-to-day transactions. While the 1975 Roosevelt Silver 1 dime was primarily sold in proof sets, some coins were removed from these sets, circulated, and eventually became damaged over time. This makes high-quality examples rare and highly sought after by collectors. The 1975 dimes in pristine condition, with little to no signs of wear, are the ones that fetch the highest prices. There's also the matter of mint marks. The 1975 Roosevelt Silver 1 dime was produced at the U.S. Mint facilities in Philadelphia and San Francisco. The coin that was minted at the San Francisco Mint will typically be more valuable because of its rarity. The mint mark can be found on the reverse of the coin, and if you happen to come across a 1975 Roosevelt silver dime with an S mint mark, you may be looking at something far more valuable than one with a P mint mark from Philadelphia. Another reason this coin is so valuable is that it's part of a significant period in U.S. history. The 1970s were a time of economic instability, marked by high inflation, rising oil prices, and the continued fallout from the Vietnam War. It was also a time when the United States experienced a shift in its monetary policy and the value of silver began to fluctuate. The 1975 Roosevelt silver dime was a reflection of the U.S. Mint's efforts to continue honoring American presidents while also adjusting to changing economic conditions. Its status as a silver coin from an era of transition makes it an intriguing piece for any numismatist or collector. The 1975 Roosevelt silver 1 dime, however, holds even more appeal for those looking for investment opportunities in rare and valuable coins. Because it was issued in limited numbers as part of proof sets and wasn't intended for everyday use, the coin is naturally much rarer than its copper-nickel counterparts. As time goes on, the rarity and desirability of these coins have only increased. The silver content, combined with the coin's age, makes it an attractive investment for collectors who are looking for pieces that will only become more valuable over time. But wait, let's talk about something that really sets this coin apart from other dimes in circulation. The 1975 Roosevelt silver 1 dime is one of those coins that, when it's in top condition, can be worth a small fortune. As more collectors get interested in coins from this era, the demand for high-quality examples of the 1975 silver dimes has soared, driving up their value. If you happen to have a 1975 Roosevelt silver dime in exceptional condition, maybe even a proof coin with a high-grade rating, you could be sitting on a true treasure. The question you're all probably asking right now is, how much is this coin really worth? Well, the price of a 1975 Roosevelt silver 1 dime varies depending on its condition, rarity, and any special characteristics like mint marks or errors. But when a 1975 Roosevelt silver dime is in excellent, uncirculated condition, especially one that's part of a limited edition proof set or has a rare mint mark, the value can reach surprising heights. Here's the exciting part: if you have a 1975 Roosevelt silver 1 dime that is in pristine condition, especially one with an S mint mark or a rare error, it could be worth as much as $1 million. Yes, you heard that right, $1,000,000 for a single dime. This jaw-dropping amount reflects the coin's rarity, the high demand among collectors, and the fact that it's a piece of history from a pivotal time in the United States. Imagine the thrill of discovering that a single coin you've held onto for years is worth a fortune. Whether you inherited a collection from a relative or found one tucked away in your spare change, this coin could be the key to a life-changing windfall. So, what should you do if you think you have a 1975 Roosevelt silver 1 dime in your collection? First, examine it carefully for signs of wear or damage. If the coin is in near-perfect condition, you might want to get it professionally graded by a reputable numismatic service. A certified grade can help you understand its true value in today's market. If you do happen to have one of these rare, high-quality dimes, you could be sitting on a potential goldmine. Today, we have something truly special to talk about: a coin that might be sitting in your collection or tucked away in an old jar of change, the 1985 Roosevelt silver 1 dime. You may have seen it before, you may have even used it in everyday transactions, but did you know that this seemingly simple dime could be worth an astonishing amount of money? That's right, this small, silver coin from the 1980s could hold the key to unlocking a treasure trove of value that you never expected. When it comes to the Roosevelt dime, many of us may not realize the historical significance that these coins carry. Struck for the first time in 1946, the Roosevelt dime was introduced to honor the 32nd President of the United States, Franklin D. Roosevelt, following his death in 1945. Known for his leadership during the Great Depression and World War II, Roosevelt's image on the dime became a symbol of strength, perseverance, and liberty. Over the decades, the Roosevelt dime has remained a staple of American currency, but the 1985 version is particularly noteworthy for both its silver content and its potential value today. First, let's understand the backstory of the 1985 Roosevelt silver dime. In 1965, the U.S. Mint began phasing out silver in most of its coins, replacing it with a copper-nickel blend. However, the Roosevelt dime continued to be minted in 90% silver for special collector sets, such as proof sets and uncirculated mint sets. This means that most dimes from 1985 were made with a copper-nickel composition, while a limited number of silver dimes were produced specifically for collectors. The key to identifying the Roosevelt silver dime from 1985 is the way it was issued. These silver dimes were produced for proof sets, which are special, high-quality sets of coins made for collectors. These coins were struck with a special process that gave them a mirror-like finish and were usually packaged in a protective plastic case. Because these dimes were intended for collectors, they were never meant to circulate, meaning they were preserved in pristine condition. Over the years, the demand for high-quality, silver coins has continued to rise, especially among numismatists, coin collectors who focus on rare and valuable coins. The Roosevelt dime, in particular, holds a special place in the hearts of collectors due to its historical significance and iconic design. But what makes the 1985 Roosevelt silver dime truly unique and valuable today is its rarity and condition. Most of the coins that were released into circulation were made with the copper-nickel composition, and while these coins are still valuable to collectors in some cases, they aren't nearly as rare or valuable as their silver counterparts. The 1985 silver dimes, on the other hand, were struck in much smaller quantities, which makes them rare and highly sought after by those looking for rare coins from this era. The fact that these silver dimes were made in limited numbers, combined with the rising demand for silver and collectible coins, makes them a prime target for collectors looking to expand their portfolios. If you happen to have one of these dimes, the value can increase dramatically depending on its condition. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect coin. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin becomes. Coins that are in uncirculated or mint condition, meaning they have no visible wear, scratches, or other damage, are the most valuable, as they are in the best possible state. These coins, often referred to as mint state coins, can command a premium price because they have been preserved in pristine condition since their release. But let's talk about another factor that can make the 1985 Roosevelt silver one dime even more valuable: mint marks. Mint marks are small letters found on coins that indicate where the coin was produced. For dimes struck in 1985, there were two major U.S. mint facilities that produced them: the Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint. The dimes produced at these facilities were typically marked with a D mint mark for Denver and no mint mark at all for Philadelphia. However, even these seemingly minor differences can impact the value of a coin. While the dimes from Philadelphia may be slightly more common, those with a D mint mark from Denver can be more difficult to find in pristine condition, which makes them highly desirable for collectors. Another feature that adds to the value of the 1985 Roosevelt silver dime is its silver content. The coin is made of 90% silver, with the remaining 10% composed of copper. This makes it more valuable than other coins minted around the same time, which were primarily made of copper and nickel. With the rising price of silver in recent years, collectors and investors alike have been eager to get their hands on silver coins, and the 1985 Roosevelt silver dime is no exception. As the price of silver continues to climb, the value of these silver dimes also increases, making them even more attractive to collectors and investors. But how much can you expect to get for a 1985 Roosevelt silver one dime today? The value of this coin depends largely on its condition, rarity, and the demand for it in the marketplace. While most of the 1985 silver dimes are worth around their melt value in silver, which fluctuates based on the market price, those in mint condition can be worth significantly more. In fact, if you have a 1985 Roosevelt silver dime in uncirculated or proof condition, it could be worth tens of thousands of dollars. If you're lucky enough to possess one of these coins in near-perfect condition or with some rare attributes, such as a high-grade coin or a coin with a minting error, you could be looking at an even higher value. These rare dimes, especially those in pristine proof sets, are some of the most sought-after coins by collectors in the world today. So, what's the real value of your 1985 Roosevelt silver one dime? After careful analysis of market trends, auction prices, and the increasing interest in silver coins, we can confidently say that a high-quality example of the 1985 Roosevelt silver one dime, especially one in perfect condition or with a rare mint mark, can fetch an astonishing $90,000. That's right, you could be holding onto a dime worth $90,000. A coin that's more than just a piece of currency but a collector's dream. So, if you have a 1985 Roosevelt silver dime in your collection or in a drawer somewhere, now might be the time to take a closer look and see if you're sitting on a small fortune. Today, we've got an exciting episode lined up for you, diving deep into one of the most intriguing coins in American numismatics, the 1980 Roosevelt silver one dime. At first glance, it may seem like just another dime, but I assure you, this little piece of American currency is far more significant than you might think. So, get comfortable and join me as we explore the history, value, and incredible worth of the 1980 Roosevelt silver dime. Trust me, by the end of this video, you'll be rethinking the value of those small dimes sitting in your collection or tucked away in your spare change jar. Let's start with a little history lesson about the Roosevelt dime. Introduced in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, the Roosevelt dime has remained one of the most iconic coins in American currency. Roosevelt was a beloved president, best known for his leadership during the Great Depression and World War II. His legacy continues to be celebrated through this coin, which features his likeness on the obverse, with a design that reflects his vision for the country. On the reverse side, you'll find a torch flanked by an olive branch and an oak branch, representing liberty, peace, and strength, three values that were dear to Roosevelt during his presidency. Now, you might be wondering, what makes the 1980 Roosevelt silver one dime so special? The key here lies in its composition and its scarcity. While the Roosevelt dime was primarily minted in clad copper nickel after 1964, a select number of dimes in 1980 were minted in 90% silver. These silver versions were primarily struck for proof sets and special mint sets produced by the U.S. Mint. For everyday circulation, the dimes were composed of copper and nickel, but for collectors, the 1980 silver dimes were made with that coveted 90% silver content, making them inherently more valuable. You might be asking yourself, how can I tell if my 1980 Roosevelt dime is silver? It's a great question. If your dime has been in circulation, it may be a bit difficult to tell right away. However, there are a few key things to look for. First, check the composition. Most 1980 dimes in circulation were not silver, but the ones intended for proof sets and special mint sets were. You'll need to be aware of how many were struck for circulation versus collectors. Additionally, silver dimes have a distinct, high-pitched sound when dropped or flicked. You can also weigh the coin. A regular copper-nickel dime weighs around 2.27 grams, while the silver version weighs around 2.5 grams. If you want to be sure, though, the best way to confirm if your coin is silver is to get it professionally graded by a reputable numismatic service. Now that we've covered the basics, let's dive into what makes the 1980 Roosevelt silver one dime so valuable. There's a huge demand for coins made from precious metals like silver, especially when they're rare and limited in quantity. In 1980, these silver dimes were not intended for everyday circulation, which means they weren't as widely distributed as their copper-nickel counterparts. As a result, the silver dimes from 1980 are much rarer and harder to find in good condition. Speaking of condition, this is another key factor when determining the value of your 1980 Roosevelt silver dime. As with any collectible coin, the better the condition, the more valuable it will be. Coins are graded on a scale of 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect coin. A coin in uncirculated condition, free from scratches, tarnish, or any signs of wear, is the most valuable. Since the 1980 Roosevelt dimes were struck for proof sets and were never meant to circulate, you may be lucky enough to find one in pristine condition. These uncirculated coins are the ones that collectors truly covet, and they can be worth far more than their silver content alone. But what about those coins that have been in circulation for years? While they may have experienced some wear and tear, they still hold value, especially if they were part of a limited mintage or have unique characteristics. For example, coins with certain mint marks or unusual characteristics, such as doubling or other minting errors, can attract a premium price from collectors. Mint marks are small letters stamped on the coin to identify where it was made, and some mint marks are rarer than others, driving up the coin's value. The 1980 Roosevelt silver dime was primarily struck at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, with the P mint mark being common, while a D mint mark from Denver can be a little harder to find, making it more valuable to collectors. Now, let's talk about the actual worth of your 1980 Roosevelt silver dime. If you're lucky enough to have a silver dime from 1980 in pristine, uncirculated condition, its value can go beyond the silver melt price. The value of silver is ever-changing, and at current prices, the silver content of your coin alone might be worth a few dollars. But that's just the beginning. Because the 1980 Roosevelt silver dime is a limited edition, produced specifically for proof and mint sets, its collector value can be exponentially higher. Coins that are well preserved or have unique features can fetch thousands of dollars in the right market. When it comes to rare coins, though, some can reach truly jaw-dropping amounts. High-grade, uncirculated 1980 Roosevelt silver dimes, especially those with unique characteristics, can be worth an extraordinary amount of money. So, if you happen to have one of these gems in perfect condition, you might be sitting on a fortune. And here's the moment you've been waiting for. If you have a 1980 Roosevelt silver one dime that is in exceptional condition, perhaps from a special set or featuring a rare mint mark, it could be worth as much as $95,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $95,000 for a single dime. This remarkable value is driven by the rarity of the coin, its silver content, and the ever-growing demand from collectors eager to add this iconic piece of history to their collections. Imagine holding a coin in your hand that is worth nearly $100,000. How incredible is that? So, if you've been holding on to your 1980 Roosevelt silver dimes, or if you happen to find one in your pocket change, it might be worth a closer look. And if you happen to have one in perfect condition or with a rare mint mark, you could be in for a life-changing discovery. Today, we've got something truly exciting to dive into, a coin that might just be hiding in plain sight, the 1991 Roosevelt silver one dime. This seemingly small and unassuming coin, when examined closely, could be worth far more than you'd ever imagine. Whether you're an experienced collector or just starting to discover the fascinating world of numismatics, this particular coin might just be the key to unlocking a fortune in your collection. So, stick around as we uncover everything you need to know about the 1991 Roosevelt silver one dime and why it could be worth an astonishing amount of money. Let's begin with a bit of background on the Roosevelt dime. First issued in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, the coin has since become a symbol of American history, integrity, and strength. Roosevelt was not only a pivotal figure in American politics, having led the country through the Great Depression and World War II, but he was also a tireless advocate for the American people. As a result, the coin, which bears his likeness on the obverse, is both a tribute to his leadership and a reminder of the era in which he served. The reverse of the coin features an olive branch, a bundle of arrows, and a torch, symbolizing liberty, peace, and strength, values that were central to Roosevelt's presidency. The Roosevelt dime has remained one of the most iconic and beloved coins in American history, being a part of everyday circulation for over 7 decades. However, there's something particularly special about the 1991 version that sets it apart from its counterparts. The 1991 Roosevelt dime holds a special place in the hearts of coin collectors because of its unique composition. By 1965, the U.S. Mint phased out the use of silver in most of its coins, replacing it with copper-nickel clad. However, the Roosevelt dime, like the half-dollar and dollar coins, continued to be minted in silver until 1964. Afterward, only special proof coins were struck in 90% silver. This means that the 1991 Roosevelt dime that is of particular interest to us was not your standard circulating dime. The regular circulating dimes from 1991 were made of the copper-nickel composition, while only proof sets and uncirculated mint sets contained the coveted silver version of the coin. Proof coins are specially made for collectors and are struck with a higher level of care and precision than regular circulation coins. These coins are usually made with polished dies and have a mirror-like finish that is striking to the eye. They are also often produced in smaller quantities, which makes them rarer and, in most cases, more valuable. The 1991 Roosevelt silver dime was minted for inclusion in these proof sets, making it relatively scarce compared to other dimes that were minted for everyday use. Why is this coin, in particular, so sought after? The answer lies in its rarity, silver content, and condition. Since the 1991 Roosevelt dime wasn't produced for regular circulation, and because it was part of a limited proof set, it wasn't as widely available as other dimes. Many of these coins were kept in pristine condition by collectors, which further increases their value today. When a coin has been preserved in excellent condition for decades, it becomes highly desirable among collectors who are always on the lookout for well-maintained specimens, but there's more to it than just the coin's condition. The silver content of the 1991 Roosevelt dime also plays a significant role in its value. As we mentioned earlier, the 1991 dimes produced for circulation were made from copper and nickel. However, the proof coins were struck in 90% silver, which not only gives them a beautiful, bright appearance but also contributes to their intrinsic value. Silver is a precious metal, and its value has risen significantly over the years, making any silver coin a potential investment. Given that silver coins are more valuable than their copper-nickel counterparts, the 1991 Roosevelt silver dime is an even more attractive option for collectors looking to add value to their collections. Now, let's dive deeper into what makes the 1991 Roosevelt silver one dime truly special. One of the most important factors in determining the value of any coin is its condition. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being considered a perfect coin. A coin that is in uncirculated condition, meaning it has no wear or damage and retains its original, unblemished appearance, is worth significantly more than one that has been heavily circulated. Since the 1991 Roosevelt dime was struck for proof sets, it was never meant to circulate, meaning most of these coins were carefully preserved and remain in excellent condition. For collectors, this means that a well-preserved 1991 Roosevelt silver dime can command a much higher price than a coin that has been in circulation for years. In addition to condition, the coin's mint mark is also an important factor when determining its value. Mint marks are small letters located on the coin, which indicate where it was struck. The 1991 Roosevelt dime was minted at either the Philadelphia or Denver Mint, and the presence or absence of a mint mark can affect the coin's rarity and value. The Philadelphia Mint struck the majority of the coins and did not place a mint mark on the dimes, while the Denver Mint struck a smaller quantity of the coins and marked them with a D. Coins with a D mint mark can sometimes be rarer and more desirable to collectors, which can drive up their value. So, just how much is the 1991 Roosevelt silver one dime worth? It's safe to say that the value of this coin has steadily increased over the years, driven by both the rising price of silver and the growing demand among collectors for rare and high-quality coins. While the coin's melt value, the value of the silver content, will fluctuate with the price of silver, the collector value of a 1991 Roosevelt silver dime is what really sets it apart from ordinary coins. If you happen to have a 1991 Roosevelt silver one dime in pristine, uncirculated condition or as part of an uncirculated proof set, you could be sitting on a hidden treasure. Coins of this caliber, especially those in near-perfect condition, have been known to fetch significant sums at auctions. In fact, the value of these coins can rise dramatically depending on the market demand and the specific characteristics of the coin. After researching market trends, auction results, and the current state of the coin collecting world, we can confidently say that a 1991 Roosevelt silver one dime in uncirculated or proof condition can be worth as much as $85,000. That's right, $85,000 for a single dime. It's incredible to think that something so small, something that was once just a piece of everyday currency, could have such a significant value. If you're lucky enough to have a 1991 Roosevelt silver one dime, whether it's tucked away in a coin folder or lying around in a forgotten drawer, now's the time to take a closer look. Your dime might just be worth a small fortune. So, don't hesitate to have it professionally graded and appraised. It could be the discovery of a lifetime. Today we have something truly remarkable to explore. The Roosevelt silver one dime from 1992 might seem like just another coin in circulation, but hold on tight, because this coin could be hiding a surprising value you may never have expected. If you've ever wondered how some coins are worth far more than their face value, you're in for a treat. By the end of this video, you'll understand why the 1992 Roosevelt silver 1 dime is much more than a simple 10-cent piece. It could be worth a fortune. To start, let's take a step back and explore the history of the Roosevelt dime. First introduced in 1946, this coin was designed to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who passed away in 1945. The decision to place Roosevelt's portrait on the dime came shortly after his death, and it was a way to honor his leadership during World War II and his work in establishing the March of Dimes, a foundation that helped fight polio. The obverse of the Roosevelt dime has featured Roosevelt's likeness since its release, and the coin has become a symbol of American history, strength, and resilience, but there's more to the Roosevelt dime than just its symbolism. As we move into more recent years, the story of the 1992 Roosevelt silver 1 dime unfolds, offering an interesting mix of historical significance, scarcity, and, most importantly, rarity. Most people think of the Roosevelt dime as a common coin that has circulated for decades without much fanfare. But if you dig deeper into the specifics of the 1992 minting, you'll see that this coin is not your average dime. The coin we are focusing on today, the 1992 Roosevelt silver 1 dime, is actually a special version of the dime that was struck for proof sets. These sets were created primarily for collectors and were never intended for circulation. So, if you were simply using dimes in your daily life back in 1992, chances are you were holding onto copper-nickel versions of the coin. The silver version, however, was reserved for proof sets, coins that were produced with a special process to give them a mirror-like finish, making them more beautiful and appealing to collectors. So, why is this coin so special? The 1992 Roosevelt silver 1 dime was struck in 90% silver, a composition that was only used for proof coins after 1964. This is a huge factor in its value today. For reference, most modern coins are made of a copper-nickel alloy, but silver coins hold intrinsic value because silver is a precious metal. The silver content in these coins adds an element of rarity and desirability that simply isn't present in their copper-nickel counterparts. The demand for silver coins has been steadily increasing over the years, making these Roosevelt dimes not only a part of American history but also a precious investment. And it's not just the silver content that gives this coin its unique appeal. The minting process for proof coins, which involves polishing the dies and striking the coins multiple times to achieve a flawless finish, results in coins that are of a higher quality than regular circulation coins. When you hold a 1992 Roosevelt silver 1 dime in your hand, you'll notice its exceptional detail and brilliant luster, which is a direct result of the meticulous proofing process. Now, let's talk about rarity. While the 1992 Roosevelt silver 1 dime was struck in large quantities as part of the proof sets, it's important to note that not all of these coins have survived the decades in mint condition. The number of well-preserved coins is much smaller than the number originally minted. Many of these coins were sold to collectors and stored away in protective cases, but others might have been damaged or lost over the years. So, finding a well-preserved 1992 Roosevelt silver 1 dime today is no easy task. The better the condition of the coin, the more valuable it becomes. Coins that are in pristine, uncirculated condition, with no scratches, discoloration, or other signs of wear, are the ones that collectors are truly seeking. Coin collectors know that the value of a coin is heavily influenced by its condition. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with a grade of 70 being a perfect, flawless coin. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin is. For the 1992 Roosevelt silver 1 dime, if the coin is graded at 69 or 70, it can fetch much higher prices in the market. These coins are not just pieces of currency, they are beautiful works of art, and as such, they are in high demand among collectors who appreciate their exceptional craftsmanship. But the story doesn't end there. What really sets the 1992 Roosevelt silver 1 dime apart from other coins is the fact that some of these coins contain rare mint errors. Minting errors happen when a coin is produced with an unexpected defect, such as an off-center strike, a double die, or a planchet issue. These errors can occur during the coin's production process and make the coin stand out from the rest. Error coins are extremely valuable to collectors because they are one of a kind, and finding one with a unique error can add significant value to the coin. If you're lucky enough to own a 1992 Roosevelt silver 1 dime with a mint error, you could have a coin worth much more than a standard issue dime. As with any valuable coin, authenticity is key. There are unfortunately counterfeit coins out there, which is why it's important to have your 1992 Roosevelt silver 1 dime authenticated by a professional coin grading service if you believe it to be rare or valuable. Grading services such as the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, and the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, are trusted names in the industry and can give your coin a professional grade, which can help establish its value. Now, you might be wondering just how much this coin is worth. Well, the value of a 1992 Roosevelt silver 1 dime can vary based on factors like its condition, whether it has any mint errors, and current market demand for silver coins. However, if you happen to have a pristine, uncirculated version of this coin, especially one that has been graded highly by a professional service, you could be sitting on a real treasure. For those lucky enough to find such a coin, the 1992 Roosevelt silver 1 dime can be worth as much as $75,000. That's right, $75,000 for a single dime. It's truly amazing how a coin, which was once worth just 10 cents, could now be worth such a hefty sum. Whether you have a 1992 Roosevelt silver 1 dime hidden away in your collection or you happen to come across one in your coin hunting adventures, this could be your ticket to a fortune. If you've enjoyed learning about the history, significance, and value of the 1992 Roosevelt silver 1 dime, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more exciting coin discoveries. Be sure to hit the notification bell so you never miss an update about rare coins, their hidden value, and tips on how to find and collect them. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting. Who knows, your next coin could be worth thousands of dollars.